Good afternoon and welcome to another Star Sports preview. This time we're previewing the entire meeting, the glorious Goodwood meeting, 5 days on the Sussex Downs, just down the road from us here in Hove. Not my favourite meeting. I nearly went on strike and refused to do this video because I detest the place and just can't back winners there, and we also seem to lose as a firm there. No one seems to win, punters or bookmakers, but we've got to go through it nonetheless. Trev seems a bit more enthusiastic than I do, ahead of anti-post. Would like to say we've just bought a pitch at Glorious Goodwood, so we will be standing there for the full 5 days and betting in Tatsalls all 5 days there. Just do come along and say hello. Meeting starts on Tuesday. Highlight of the day is the Lennox Stakes, Group 207 furlongs. Trev, any thoughts on this, the highlight of the open day?
Yeah, it looks quite a good race. Not a vintage renewal, but quite good. I think Henry Cecil's Chuckamady is likely to be favourite and obvious chance. Last to first style of running will be suited by the very fast pace likely. Librano should guarantee that. Very worthy favourite. Good strong super chance if it turns up. It looks like it might be going to France. And a couple of good 3-year-olds there, Alger Mahir and Foxtrot Romeo, which I think you quite fancy.
I was going to say I thought Alger Mahir would be favourite, to be honest. Obviously there's no prices up yet. We haven't priced the race up ourselves yet, but we do it early part of next week. But if I was pricing the race up now, I'd have Alger Mahir in his favourite after his Jersey run was very, very, very encouraging.
Yeah,
and I think he'll probably be favourite myself, but we'll see come the day. The one I thought was mildly interesting at the price was Majestic Miles each way. I don't think he'll win, but I can see him sneak a place at a price on a good race at Chester last time.
Career best last time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jafar, he was massively in form.
Yeah.
But I'll stick with Chuckamady because I think it love the race, the way the race will be run. It'll be very quick. I think Librano, as I said, will go off in front and this will mow them all down.
Fair enough. Wednesday sees the Sussex Stakes, which Franco will win. Not a lot else to say really.
12 in a row.
Any comments on Franco? I mean, he's very, it was just unbelievable.
Best horse I've ever seen.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, best horse I've ever seen. Still prefer See the Stars as a horse, but
fair enough.
I know he's not as good as Franco,
No.
but I still think See the Stars is a more exciting horse. But I just hope he wins this and goes on to the International, and we see a proper race in the International, because this, you know, this isn't much of a race, and Far might get a bit closer to the other miles did last time, but it's just, you know, he's like 1 to 20, whatever. It's just can't see him getting beat.
Numbers going 12 in a row and exhibition stuff.
Yeah, everyone must be applauding from one out, haven't they? Vintage Stakes, interesting 2-year-old race. I always like this race. It always seems to get passed over in the 2-year-old calendar. You always seem to get a few good horses. That Extension won this a few years ago, went on to be a Group 1 horse in Hong Kong. The one I think who will be very interesting on the day is Goodwood. John Gosden's horse, who won at the July meeting in Maiden, is extremely fancied that day. I know Luke, our head of PR, was at Newmarket that day and said there was lots of talk about this horse and it was very exciting. They weren't sure he would go on the ground. It was soft ground that day. He's going to get the quick round. I imagine he'll be favourite for this. You know, the John Gosden love him, that's continuing the season, rightly so.
Sure.
I think that'll be favourite. It'll be hard to beat. Any other opinions for you on the vintage?
Trying to delay prices up as late as possible, and we'll want to go the day before, and this will be favourite. I think the forms will be frank actually from Newmarket, and as a player, you want to take on short ones in 2 other races, but this does look definitely Group 1 horse, I think. You know?
Thursday's got the Goodwood Cup. Unsure of the field. I know Colour Vision's got an entry. I'm not sure if he's actually running, but a few of us. You quite like one in this, don't you?
Yeah, I like the Irish Challenger, John Ox's Saddler's Rock. Ground bit softer at Ascot, still won its best ever race, 3rd in that, I believe. Quicker ground definitely suit, and it's still improving. Unexposed as though, and I think a worthy favourite.
Yeah, no real opinion for me on Cup Ring. You know me, I'm not a big one for anything over further than a mile and a half. Tend to switch off.
We don't know the runners do it, to be fair.
No, we don't know the fields. Well, Friday's probably the weakest day of the week. You've got the Audi Stakes or whatever it's called, the Group 2 Sprint, and you know you get some Massimar Noble Storm type win it.
Course lovers, yeah.
Yeah, and the field's not out yet, I don't think, for that race, so it's be interesting to see what turns up. You probably get some also runs from Royal Ascot turning up from handicappers. But one I'd be interested was to see in that race would be David Nable's, was it Marek?
Yes, Marek, yeah.
I know he's won a 6 horse, but I think he's got a lot of speed and he'd be interested to see if he gets an entry in that.
That's very good.
Goes on most grounds, so he'd be interested in that. Saturday's probably the second best day of the week, if not the best. You've got the Nassau and the Stewards Cup. We both fancy the same horse in the Nassau. Predictable for all our viewers that we're going to put up the French horse.
Ridazzino, isn't it?
Ridazzino, I think it's pronounced.
Des Angles, is it? I can't pronounce the training horse. It's not very impressive, really, is it? Yeah, unbeaten. Nice preparation. Won a maiden well, won a listed race, and then a Group 3 by motivator. Probably going any ground, and well, I think it'd be running the race with the John Gosden at the top.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It'd be interesting to see what price she is when they actually price it up at the start of the week. My only concern of this is, does Angles and Archon ran a filly at this meeting last year? It wasn't in this race, it was in the mile 6 filly race. I've forgotten her name. The best horse in the race by a long way. It got on balance at the top of the hill. Lemaire gave it a terrible ride. Lemaire seems to have really gone down in his stock in the last couple of years. He was like talked to one of the top jockeys a few years ago, and he's like ridden some absolute shockers of late.
A mare from Lemaire, we keep hearing about.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be a big fan of his, but he's had a real poor rides, and Goodwood is not an easy track to ride. He's ridden some poor rides there before. You know, he rode a poor ride at Ascot on Dunaden, and that'd be my only concern. I don't think it'd be enough if the price is right to put me off backing it, but it would be my only concern.
Yeah, I mean, it's far from a 3-horse race. Obviously, John Gosden's got the Fugue and Izzy Top. Will he run both fillies? Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's winning everything else. He says he's not going to have the Trainers' Championship, but he probably is. And then Varian's Narain, desperately disappointed at Ascot, where he couldn't give it away in the betting and ran accordingly. And good old Snow Fairy, one of your favourites, may reappear.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. You wonder if she need the run. I don't know. She did last season, but she's won first up before. But I think her kind of targets again will be towards the end of the season in the Far East, where there's Hong Kong and Japan action for her. We've also got the Stewards' Cup on the Saturday. You've got a fancy in this, haven't you, Trev?
Well, every time we price up an anti-post race sprinting, Willie Haggs' Cape Classic is first one.
Second into Usain Bolt for the 100 metres, I think.
Probably is in every market at the top and never gets a run. Obviously, it gets balanced out, you get your money back. So if you want to play the anti-post price, you can and be confident you get your money back. Will be single figures if it runs. There's no secret that he thinks he's really well handicapped. But if it gets in, then it's got to be favourite. Other than that, Andrew Borden's got a really strong hand. Dungannon, Top Cop, and one other, and he's got a very strong hand. He's worth looking at his runners. But nightmare race to price up, and well, good luck if you're having a go.
The one I quite like is SK Love.
Yeah.
About 20s, Mark Johnson's ran some good races when the round was a bit quicker early on in the season, kind of May time. He's running really well, and they ran him in the ridiculous Diamond Jubilee Stakes at Ascot in soft ground last time out. I ignore that, but he's not as well handicapped as he was. But I think he's the type who could pop up in this race. The only one I'm going to mention, he's not going to get in the race, but he's one to look out for if he gets in the consolation race. Is John Bridges' Star Watch. Loves Goodwood. He's 50 to 1 for the Stewards' Cup. He's not going to get in the Stewards' Cup. I think he's rated 89 or something. It'd be amazing if he got in. But I mean, he's one to keep an eye out for if he runs in. I think the consolation's on Friday, is it? Yeah, the consolation's on Friday. Or if he runs in one of the other Goodwood races, there's a couple of other races he could run. He'd be one to look out for at the meeting. But other than that, I just can't wait to get the week over and done with, to be honest, and roll on York later in August. I don't know about you, Trev.
Well, someone's definitely broke into the British Yard and started training horses. That's really improved Resurgent Yard. And the other race I haven't really mentioned is the Betfair Mile, which is why I love Goodwood, really, because it's a massively dominated draw race. And I know you hate draw angles, but if you're not drawing single figures here, you might as well stay at home. And John Gosden's trade commissioner was as low as 4 to 1. I mean, it's incredibly short price for that. If it gets a single figure draw, it'll only be 3. If it gets drawn 17, 18, it'll be 10. I mean, well, it should be 10. But your horse, Prince of Johan, you like, don't you? Cambridgeshire, Cup winner.
He always runs well in these big races. I'm just really loath to betting in these big handicaps at Goodwood. I just never seem to have any luck. Interesting little race, but you'd be hard pushed to find anything to beat the Gosden horse.
Yeah, it's draw dependent. Now remember, play the low draw on the round course. Massive tip. You'll make money by doing that.
Well, I think that's it from us. We're not really looking forward to this meeting, so it seems, but there's other meetings this summer to get excited about, and whatever you back, whatever you fancy, do give us a call in the office, 08005 to 13 We'll have most of the races priced up by the start of the meeting on Tuesday, especially the Nassau and races like that, which haven't got priced at the moment. Any specials you want, winning, jockey of the meeting, trainer of the meeting, etc., etc. Do give us a call. 08005 to remember to check out the website as well, www.starsportsbet.co.uk for all our blogs, and we might have a few more videos along the way if we don't get bored of Goodwood along the way. And also remember to check us out for all Olympics things. So I've got loads of blogs on the Olympics and probably more videos on the Olympics, etc. And do remember to visit us if you're at Goodwood. We're going to be betting in Tatsalls all week, all 5 days. Do come along and say hello and take on me and Trevor and our ridiculous opinions. Good luck and enjoy the week. Hopefully the weather will be great, and see you again soon.